Welcome to our part 1 lecture series on the course Morphology and Physiology, coded STB 112. What is the objective of this course? It will help us to understand the structure and physiology of living organisms. What is the need? What's our aim? It is necessary for the distribution of materials in the body of a living organism. Distribution of materials in the body of a living organism. The essence of this distribution is to maintain biological equilibrium. What is this biological equilibrium? Maintenance of steady state of body fluid. Maintenance of steady state of body fluid, technically called homeostasis. Maintenance of steady state of body fluid. Levels of organization. There are 4 major levels of organization. 1. Cells. 2. Tissues. 3. Organs. And 4. Organ systems. What is a cell? By definition, a cell is the basic functional and structural unit of life. The study of cells is called cytology. Tissue. A group of cells similar in structure and similar in function. Tissues are what? A group of closely related or similar cells that perform the same what? Function. Then organ. What's an organ? An organ is a group of closely related or similar tissues that perform the same or related function. Closely related tissues that perform the same function. Let me give you an example. The digestive system is a system. What are the organs there? The mouth, the tongue, the gullet, the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine, the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, the rectum, and the anus. All these are organs. What function does this organ perform? They all perform digestive function. So, and they all belong to the digestive what? System. Then what is a system? Collection of organs that perform the same or related what? Function. All the systems in the body make up the organism. All the systems in the body make up the entire what? Organism. Example, a man, digestive system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, muscular system, all the systems make up the what? Organism. We will now come back to look at the details. Note that the study of tissues is called histology. The study of tissues is called histology on the board. Types of tissues. There are 4 types of tissues. 4 types of tissues. Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nervous tissue. But we are going to take them one after the other. The first one is epithelial tissue. It's the outermost cover of the body. Their function is to protect the body from inside and from what? Outside. They are of 2 types: simple epithelial tissue and complex epithelial tissue. The simple epithelial tissue has 3 major layers: the squamous layer, the cuboidal layer, and the columnar layer. The complex epithelial tissue has 2 additional layers: The keratin layer, keratin is made up of protein, and the glandular layer containing glands. These two layers make up the epithelial tissue. And like I've told you, the epithelial tissue is the outermost cover of all organs in the body. Take, for instance, the largest organ is the skin. So now, when we later look at this kind of organ, you now see the epithelial layer. The second tissue we are going to consider is the connective tissue. As the name sounds, connective, connecting different organs together. Just as the name of connective tissue. They are the most abundant tissue in the body. They are very numerous. Your heart is connected, your lungs is connected, your blood is connected, your vessels are connected. All the organs in the body are connected by connective what? Tissue. There are 3 types of connective tissue. The specialized connective tissue, the ground connective tissue, and the protein fibers. These protein fibers are of 3 types. White collagen, they give strength and rigidity to the connective tissue. Reticular connective tissue, their job is to support. Then yellow elastic fibers, their job is to provide elasticity for an organ to stretch and contract. Elasticity. Then we have 3 types of connective tissues. The fibrous connective tissue, which you have loose one and have what? Dense one. Majority of the connective tissues are the loose type. And when you come to the dense type, these dense type make up the tendons and the ligaments in the body. Tendons link bones and muscles together. Ligament link 2 bones together. Then adipose tissue. In the body, we used to have adipose tissues in the kidney and under the skin. Most of the fats under our skin are called what? Adipose tissue. If you have many layers of adipose tissue, you are fat. And more of them will lead to what? Obesity. Then supportive tissue. We said supportive tissue. The supportive tissue contains cartilage and bone. In your body, you will be hearing of what? Cartilage and what? Bone, which are parts of the what? Skeleton. The bone is harder than what? Cartilage. There are 3 types of cartilage in the body: hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage, and fibro cartilage. That is for the supportive tissue. And these supportive tissues, there are 4 types of tissues. We have now discussed the epithelial, we discussed the connective, and we discussed the supportive. No, we discussed the epithelial and the connective. Now we are going to the 3rd one, muscular tissue. Muscular tissue, otherwise muscle tissue. There are 3 types of muscles in the body. Striated, sometimes we call it voluntary. Non-striated, sometimes we call it involuntary. And cardiac muscle. Most of the muscles that lead to contraction and relaxation in the body are striated or voluntary muscles. Why you call them voluntary? That you can contract or relax them. Look at me, for instance. If I want to bend my hand, I will do like this. I'm contracting this bicep muscle. Is this contraction that puts my hand like this? If I want to extend it, it goes like this. I'm relaxing this muscle, triceps. This one here is biceps. This one here is what? Triceps. Their contraction and relaxation bends or strengthens the hand. That is muscle. So why you call them voluntary is that I can decide to contract or relax. But the non-striated or involuntary, you cannot control it. After all, the muscles of your stomach has been working. You don't know when they contract. You don't know when they relax. Your heart is pumping. You don't know when they contract. You don't know when they relax. So it's involuntary. You can't control them. It's not under the control of your willpower. That's why you call them involuntary muscle. Then we will now come to the cardiac. It's the strongest type of muscle in the body. It can make up the heart muscles. And that's why the heart is beating from the day you are born till you die without your own control. And they never get tired because they are made up of the strongest type of muscle in the body called the what? Cardiac muscles. Then the fourth tissue, we're going to discuss the nervous tissue. The nervous tissue contain nerves, nerve cells. And these nerve cells are called what? Neurons. And the neurons has three parts: the dendrites, the cell body, and the axon. The dendrites, the cell body, and the axon. What's the function of the nervous tissue? They are responsible for sensitivity. If someone touch your skin, that is sensory touch. That touching is a sensory input. Once you are touched, nerves and impulse will be sent to your brain and your spinal cord for interpretation, or that we call data integration. When this data is integrated, then signal will be sent back to another organ, the effector organ, for the action to be taken. Take for instance, someone touches you, sensory nerve will take the impulse back into the brain. Brain will interpret it, and you now go and hit your hand. You are responding to that sensory. So the major function is what? Sensory input, integration, and sensory what? Output. In our next lecture, we're now going to look at skin as an organ. Have you know what tissues are? I remain your lecturer, Agama. If you are thrilled by this lecture, subscribe by pressing the red button. Thank you till we come again.